Oh, snap. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi, and I almost didn't come on camera. Once I was getting everything set up, I was just like, "It's too hot. I don't want. I don't feel like it. Maybe not." But I wasn't with you on Friday, if I remember correctly. I wasn't with you yesterday, and I just didn't want the weekend to get out um, without speaking again. And also, I really hate that I divided up my time the way that I did because I really wanted to be on Jedi Africa. Um, at a very lazy morning, I was up earlier than I would normally be up. I'm usually up early for the first prayer because I'm usually already up. Um, but it also depends on when my sleeping pill wears off. If I end up taking it, and last night I took one. Anyway, good afternoon to all of you. And I also want to say that my arm is ashy. I also want to say that when I watched back the last stream, which is just over 4 hours, um, man, the only thing I hate about long streams is that I have to watch them back. I have to watch all of my stuff back because I could be in the fit of speaking and, misstate a fact, or I said something that just wasn't like I have to fix or correct that. And so while I don't mind, I also dread it at the same time because I'm like, looking at the clock, damn it, I'm gonna have this much stuff I gotta watch back. But I really enjoyed our last stream. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Um, you know, um, sometimes well, most times actually, when I watch any of my work, I've said this to you before, it's a revelation for me. I learn from my own work, because there are many pieces that I've done over the years. Um, and this is the value for me as a human being, as a man, as an individual, of always doing everything from my soul, just right out of me at that moment. Um, because you go the span of a piece, however long it is, whether it's recorded or if it's live, and I'm in the moment. I don't have planned remarks or notes, and Lord knows I'm not timing the video, you know. So I don't know what all has come out of me, you know. Um, so that's the other value of watching it back. Or what came out of me? What did I say? And some of my um, even some of my sayings, my Jedi-isms, if you will, that have stuck over the years have been born out of watching my work back. something came out of me and I went, oh, I love that. Say that again. You know, um, one thing I always say is, um, I have many of them, you know, but just give you an example. So you're like, well, what are you talking about? Um, I don't know, like, wild horses run unbridled or their spirit dies. That came out of me one day, and it stuck. That's an example, you know. Um, I'm getting hot already. Anyway, um, maybe I should do like an OnlyFans or something. That way I could just be up here naked, and then it's a win-win. I'm not hot. You get to, you know, we get to discuss. There's no losers. Um, so much of what I've done has been cathartic, and but why I mention that, I said that whole thing, I believe, is because I wanted to say in reference to our last stream, I'm also able to recognize that my nails need to be cut. Um, my gifts. You should do this. I've said to you a million times over the years when I've talked about self discovery, self analysis, introspection, knowing who you are. Part of that, because there's a list of things, and on that list is you got to be able to see yourself in third person, not you looking in the mirror, you in third person. Film yourself random, have somebody follow you around for a day, a couple days, a week, whatever you got, you know, uh, and and you need to forget that you're being filmed, you know, like when I'm on camera or when I do a video, I'm not really aware of the camera. I'm thinking about you and whatever it is I'm communicating. It's not about, you know, this is why I hate people that I've said to you that, you know, you see them the entire time they're doing a video, they're not looking at you. They're looking at their monitor or their phone or whatever they're recording on. They're looking at themselves. They're talking to themselves. I hate that with everything I got. Because A, you're not focused on your audience, and B, you're putting on a performance for yourself. It's a few things. Anyway, you must be authentic. So that's the only way you will really see you. So I am able to see. I know me. I've been doing this since I was very young, you know. But still, I am struck by uh, many of my gifts, you know, and as it relates to our last stream, you know, it was really a reflection for me when I was watching it back of all the things that you don't know, you know, like, um, or couldn't know because you didn't weren't there, you couldn't experience it, we didn't know each other at the time, etc., etc. Um, but like, I really have had such a excellent experience and background and knowledge and experience of entertainment and music. It's one of my fortes. It's something I can speak on without breathing almost. Um, the level of exposure and um, experiences and things like that that I've had. And so I was just grateful when I watched back our last stream, that I could be someone who could present what I presented in that last piece, the way that I did it. You know, it's not it's not just subject matter for me because I was trying to juxtapose the uh, the outstanding wowness, what, of just Michael, Madonna, and Prince all being born in 1958. Um, but the range with which I was able to go in just that is a gift. And I hope that you, when you watch my work or when you're here with me live or whenever, whatever, that you take some of this with you. You know, you don't got to be a clone of the Jedi. That's exactly not the goal. But the part of the goal is that you find your journey to your complete, to your full self. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You know, find, I'm literally sweating under my eyes and everything already. I just turned the air off. But that's one of my gripes about this damn apartment. It's not insulated well. It's not a big apartment. It's just me. So if I run my air when I turn it off, I should feel that for at least an hour. At least. I don't think I'm pushing it. I think an hour is, and maybe after an hour you should be like, okay, maybe I need to turn the air on again, you know. But it's literally in the span of a couple minutes, man. I'm ready to die. It's just not insulated. You know, this is one of the other things about being on the West Coast. You know, they don't build anything. Everything is cheap. There's some beautiful homes here in California, all over, you know. But, you know, okay, I get that it's an earthquake ridden region, but y'all could do a little bit better job. Like even on this apartment, it could at least been dual pane windows, you know, insulated dual pane windows. That's better for energy consumption and everything else. You know, same with the heat. If you don't heat the place 2 seconds to turn the heat off, oh my God, I'm freezing. You know. Um. Anyway, so I wanted to come today. I don't really want to. This first topic, I don't really want to harp on it because I don't want to get furious today. I'm trying to maintain energies, you know, and vibrations. Especially now because it's such a confusing time for me in my life. I don't mean confusing like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean just confusing like it's so much is happening that you feel like you're in a washer, you know. Um um oh, they're spying on me. How is it that I type something in on my phone that I never typed it on my computer? And as soon as I typed the first two letters of what I'm about to type, it put the entire title out there that I typed exactly on my phone in the same caps and smalls and everything that I did. White man's the devil. Technology is evil. I looked on Best Buy yesterday for something. And, oh, because you guys look, there's these amazing, uh, there's solar Wi-Fi solar Wi-Fi security cameras. So like my cameras here at my house now, they're Wi-Fi, but you have to plug it into a wall. So, or a power source. This has a little solar panel and a camera. It's perfect for Africa because there's always power outages and you need to be able to still see what the fuck's going on. And they're infrared and they're the right price point and all that. Anyways, I had been looking on Amazon and Walmart, but the moment that I looked one time on, because that was on Amazon that I just talked about those cameras. All right, but the moment I looked on Best Buy, don't you know every ad that ran on every single YouTube video I watched after that was Best Buy. Every single one. Your devices are listening to you. Literally, they're listening. They're listening. Because we live in a society that is obsessed with selling you something every 5 fucking minutes. It's not natural. There's nothing natural about that. We're used to commercials and ads like as if it's nothing. I'm telling you, that is not normal. When I'm watching videos in Africa and I see anybody driving down the road or I see something, I don't see a lot of billboards. I don't see a lot of billboards. There's some countries, some cities where you see a little bit of that going on, but not like it is here. Just you're being sold something every fucking minute of your life. It's like now probably babies are being born in the ICU right now. They pop out and they've got an ad right there for the kid. Here, maybe you could have Enfamil or something. You know, I don't know. I'm not in the ICU. But when you are not using your devices, unplug them. Turn them off, take the battery out. Because I told you years ago, we've known that the FBI let it out that even if your phone is turned off, they can activate the camera and the microphone in your shit. And backing up this knowledge is crime shows that I've seen, or reports or documentaries where they leak. They're so zealous into their investigation and police being up there being interviewed and things like that, they let out technologies and things, tactics that they have. You see, yeah, they have it, man. They have it. They have it. They have it. So be aware. God damn it. Be aware. Did I get off topic? What did I start out saying? Did I finish that thought? Yeah, so take some of that with you, you know. Challenge your own self to your potential, you know, and not that there'll be an ending journey. Like this should be to the grave, you know. You should always be learning and studying, but also as it relates to self journey and self discovery and introspection, all that stuff. You should be on a constant with that. You know, this is one of the things that enables you to be a flexible and more complete and enjoyable human being. Actually, you know, you can kind of flex. I was thinking about my sister who passed last year, this year. I don't remember when she died now. I literally don't know when she passed, but my sister, I told you, that was 1 year older than me. She died of COVID, allegedly. And she was the Tracy Braxton in our family. Because I was watching something on Toni Braxton. I saw a piece that she did, an interview she did. I guess this was right after Tracy had passed. But Tracy was, but I didn't need that interview. Tracy was this sister of mine in their family. The difference in my sister and Tracy is that Tracy is a way more rounded person, was certainly more malleable and approachable and all that stuff. My sister was not any of those things, dude. At least not to me, you know. But Tracy was also, of all the sisters, Tracy is kind of that. There's Toni, obviously, and then Tamar sort of made her own visibility, if you will, and then it just kind of falls off from there. But then the last of the sheep for me is Tracy. Then there's Tracy. Oh, her, you know, kind of like, no shade. I'm just saying, like, she's not the exciting one, you know. She's not as interesting as the rest of the girls, you know, the family and all of it. Just who she was. It's not any shade. And so my sister was like that too, you know. As far as dynamics, there's me. I'm it. Then under them can start tiering the other siblings sort of under me, you know. And then my sister that was 1 year older than me is the least, you know, of all that, whatever that is. Um, but um, she made me think about, you know, my sister in that way, just like, um, anyways, bring myself back to center to say all that you are is to your end. And so you don't stop. You should just continue um, gathering and growing until there is no more. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. I think. I won't know how much sense that made till I hear this back. Anyways, so this first topic that I wanted to bring is because um, I don't know if this is something I found on my own or if this is something somebody presented to me. I don't. I don't know why I knew of this. Oh, wait. No, Anjane sent this to me. But I think I knew about it already. Anyway, I'm only inspired to speak on this because really against my own desire, because it's kind of a sore topic for me, you know, because revolution and liberation of our people is, it's like my name, it's like my mama, my grandmama, my name, and then this is my identity. My way of life as a Muslim, and then this, you know. It is the singular foremost thing in my life, man. I've tried to say this to you guys before. I don't know how any other African people walk around not thinking about this all the time. I'm 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 forever in a state of rage and revenge and murder kill. Like everything is a problem. And I can't see not doing something about it, so I don't like to even talk about it. Like, I just can't. This, I hope will help to say it. I hope I would be this way if I wasn't Muslim, what I'm about to say right now. I hope I would, I think I would be this man anyway. But I will just say, as a Muslim man, and as a man who comes from a family that is majority women, I never had the bone in me to objectify women. And as a Muslim and just as a righteous man, I've never been with any woman intimately that wasn't mine. So there's a consistency there. Like I don't need to engage with you or anything like that if you're not mine, or I don't need to whistle and holler at you if we're not gonna smash, whatever. Like I'm a follow through. Like I've said to you before, like I don't even window shop. If I'm not buying something, I don't want to look at it or know about it. Because what does that mean? What does that mean? There's people that have whole dates that they girlfriends or even brothers that, because some of my buddies like to shop, they just want to go out window shopping. What is that? Like I'm not walking to a restaurant if I'm not ordering something. I just don't waste my time. Like I don't need to. if I'm not following through with something, then that doesn't mean anything for me. Maybe I'm just too compartmental or something, you know. Um, I can't, man. So this is that for me. But this was also uh, another reminder, but it was also an opportunity to show or to highlight um, something that I know I've talked about, but now I can illustrate it. So that's the value, if you will. I learned that the Uhuru Organization had been raided by the FBI. And I know the chairman. They were so gracious to me back when I was a big YouTube channel. The little gay guy, um, very effeminate, but very militant. Um, I can't call his name. Anyways, he was a part of the Uhuru thing. And they had some sort of a live stream or something. It could have been back when there was Google Hangouts, y'all. I don't know. But anyways, they were so gracious to me because I wanted to join that organization because I was so hungry. I don't know if I had started or if I had even, I feel like I'd already began talk about the Black Independence Liberation League. I feel like I can't line up the time right, but what I'm trying to get to is that they were having, like, you could call in, they were on camera. I saw the honorable chairman, and there were some others, and but I was a big channel then, and security was something that I was learning to put in place. The bigger I got, and so when I called in, I was like, I don't want to give you my name. I don't want to tell you where I'm calling from. Like, I don't want, just like, can you please just understand that for me right now, you know? And they were very gracious. And, but they weren't on the same page as me. And that always is frustrating. So you can almost relate to the frustration. This is not even anywhere close to it, but just so you get like a little a sniff of it. It's almost up there. Well, it's in the same zip code as you someplace. Let's say you're on a new job and you see it's only one or two other black people there, and now it's lunchtime and y'all are wherever, and you bring up some type of black politic or something, and you find out they not on board. You go home disappointed. I kill everybody before I leave the job, and I've never seen it again. That, I don't want to get into that. There may be evidence that I can't defend in court. I don't want to get into it. Anyways, this is that kind of, you know, but it hurts deeper because here he was an elder, and the others that were there, I can't remember everybody was there. You know, they were making some moves. I feel like this might have been around the Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown time. Um, and I just was so hungry to latch on to something that would give me, that would quench my desire for to do something, to be doing something. Like, I don't want to just talk about it. I want to do something. I really want to make a dent. And I need for white people to feel the sting of it, whatever it is we're going to conjure. If it's just even a real boycott or something, you know, whatever, you know, it could be a marching protest. I mean, I'm not here for marching and protesting, but if it involves some other shit, then I'm down, you know. But that was the disappointing thing. And so that also makes this eligible for me to speak on it because I had personal interaction with them. They even sent me the form, I think it was, I don't know if it was digital or now, if they mailed something to my house, can't remember, to join them, and I just was like, that's not it, man. It don't do it. Like, I need something bold and um but most of all, nothing equals liberation and revolution to me that has even one white person involved. That right there, it's not liberation. You ruined it. You ruined it. You just put a hair in the milk. It it's ruined now. It's ruined because it brings back also all of the feelings, all the ideas, all the passion, all the desire that I had and have, but had for the Black Independence Liberation League. I knew out the gate, I mean, the whole, you add this to what I know. I always describe Black people as the snowball crew. Success. Success. From here across Africa and anywhere else with this one organization. And one of its founding principles is no white people. And no white sympathizers amongst us. We must all feel the same. Period. But we just can't get to that. Everybody thinks you got to be an individual and you got to be your own person, and that's all fine. But I use the military as another example yet again. They don't give a fuck what you got going on. Boot camp, cut your hair, put this on. This is one code, one army, one Marine, whatever, one Navy, that's it. All that individual stuff, that's all fine, but not here. Not here. They want your total allegiance. Total allegiance. And I'm not mad. That's how you get young people to go off and get themselves killed in corporate aggressions across the earth. Well, we need that same energy. Because if we can have our kids join their army, why can't they join Black Liberation? With that same energy is what we say. You need to carry out the mission. That's what it is. You know. So, I want to begin first with this clip of their response to the raid. Well, should we learn about the raid first? We'll read about the raid first, then we'll see the clip. Because there may be more to say or to editorialize on the clip. First, let me see who's here. First, let me pull this up. And apparently this was 4th August. So, just that I only found out about in the last few days is telling. Alright, X your ass out, bitch. I don't want it. Again, more sales. You see, you can't. Alright, first let me see who's here, then I'll bring you guys in so we can see this article. Okay, first I want to shout out Cheryl Bryant. Ride or die. Greetings and a shout out to you, Cheryl. Anjane23, a big shout out to you, Queen. I'm glad you could be here. I'm up from my nap. I could have kept on napping. In fact, all I even had today was some of the smoothie that I made last night. I don't need shit else. It's got everything in it. I put spinach in it, goddammit. I put spinach. I put almond milk. I put peanut butter. I put oats in it. I put bananas. I put honey in it. I put cucumbers in it. It's got some of everything. I can't name everything. I was just throwing stuff in the blender. This will help me, you know. Um, Black Beauty, always a shout out to you. Your name came across my mind even when I was even getting ready to go live. Melanin 100, shout out to you. Shalom and salam. Shiro, my queen, a big shout out to you. Good to see you. Did you change your thumbnail again? I can't see it from here. You know, I can't see nothing. CJ Stevenson. And if you're up for it, I don't plan to do 4 hours today. If you're up for it, I'd love for us to speak after. Let me know. CJ Stevenson, shout out to you. Simply Sandra. I always think about Jack Hay when I see your name for some reason, because she was Sandra. No, she wasn't Sandra. Sandra was her friend. Or was she Sandra? What was her character? Was she Sandra? But she's, yeah, you should say Sandra. Good evening, King, Jedi, chat, family, peace, family. Caught you live. I watched your video on passports. Thank you. Oh, and I have to re-upload the one on the day that I got my passport, Sandra, because the White Devils took it down. I just haven't had the time to go into my computer and find it and watch the original and find out what fucking problem did they have, you know. But that will be going back up. Let us be very clear. Let us be very clear. Let us be very clear. And it would be a shame if I have to visit their address in California before I leave this bitch. Because YouTube is based in this bitch. I've given you aerial pictures and showed you their address and everything. We have it. We have it. And you remember there was the Arab girl that went there and shot up their shit or threw a bomb or did something. For this much. Thank you for this much needed info. I am applying for mine. I am planning a trip to Africa. Well, I pray you'll come to the Gambia. Do you already have a country picked, Sandra? Do you know people there already? Do you, like, what's going on? Give me some more information. Smooth lyrics. Shout out to you. Hey, here's a hot topic for you. What would you do if you found out the woman that you're with is a transgender? If you a man, you bounce the fuck up out of there. It don't gotta be no violence or nothing like that. And the bitch should have told you. That's the main issue with these transgender people. They're putting too much on it, like we really don't give a fuck. I don't want you transgender ass. I don't. Because, like, I drive a Honda. I don't need something that's like a Honda. I'll just go get a Honda. It's fine. It's fine. So, but this not revealing when they're all about everybody needs to know about their sexuality, because that's what this whole rainbow shit is all about. Everybody needs to know and shit. So you need to tell. You need to disclose. Because that's how they're getting killed. I've seen at least one of these documentaries. I saw at least this one twice. There was some young kid went to a university, a college, whatever it was. He was staying in the dorms. This thing was courting him online and had 2 different Facebook pages. One, he was a dude. The other one, he's a full woman. And a lot of times brothers get, I would say, brothers will drive 180 miles for one nut and be like, what the fuck did I drive all this way for? It's a temporary insanity. Go watch my video called Why Black Men Need to Choose the Option of Being Single. I'm talking about that sexual energy that we have to release. But, you know, so of course the brother was like, you know, creeping out the dorm and this and third, and got there and found it as a dude, and then he murked him. It's a terrible thing, but I can't just be mad at the dude that did the murder. I'd be mad at the victim too. You should have told him. So that's on you. Like if you found out the woman you say the woman that you're with is transgender, love does not conquer everything. You understand? It don't. Love is something that develops, it grows. It's not something you can name or identify or even produce. It happens. It's a whole thing. But nah, nah. If you really want you a woman, then you'd be like, I'm over you and be out. And take all pictures and belongings. Khalifa of the Most High, big shout out to you, brother. And a nod to your throne. Um, Allison Bleb. Oh, it's going to be a long day for you, Jedi. It's going to be very long. Yep, this happened last week or so. I used to follow Ghazi, cause he was hilarious. I don't understand. Ghazi, what language are you typing, Allison? I can't do this today. I can't. All right, take the mics off. I can't do this. That's Mike Jefferson. Shout out to you. Sandra, sounds good and healthy. Smoothie Jedi. It's so good, I'm telling you. And it's I can control the notes of what I want to really come through. So that peanut butter and that banana is really striking it, homie. It's just really striking the strings. Um, Allison, oh my God, you were talking about getting their address. I thought about the Arab girl. Because I didn't know her obviously, but I had seen her videos. This was early in you, like when I was like back, and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. I've been on this bitch 8 years. Find something else to do with your life. But I knew of her. I knew of her. She had enough work out there. Even I came across her. There was nothing offensive about her work at all. At all. That she should have taken out the entire complex. But sadly she probably had to be alone. You know. Simply Sandra. I don't know anyone there, Jedi, in Africa. I am hoping you can help me, and I would love to come there. Well, girl, I already told you I'm gonna be in the Gambia, so it's on and cracking. So, and again, here's my right hand. The camera is mirrored, so this is how you mirror it. I did it this way so that when I read articles and play videos, if I'm looking at it, it doesn't look to you like I'm looking off to the fucking left field. Again, always thinking about my audience. So, but this is my right hand. And I say again, of free mind and will, and of sound mind and spirit. Anybody, any of my people who have followed me, you show up in Africa, you have a place to live. That's it. That's not changing. You have an address, you got a place to live, and I will fucking pick you up. Done. If I can't pick you up, I'll arrange to come pick you up. That's it. Because I'm trying to lay this bridge for somebody else, because I'm doing all the work now. I'm still trying to make contacts on the ground. I was doing it in Ghana, but now I've been trying to do it in Gambia. So I have somebody that can help me. There's nobody to help me. You feel me? So I don't want anybody to go through this. I don't want it. I need you to be able to say, I'm going and this is what's happening. All this woe and oh my God, am I? No safety net. What should you do, Jedi? I don't want anybody to go through this. I don't want anybody to go through this. I want you to just be able to leave the fuck out and feel totally confident. Brian Simpson, shout out to you. Allison, you say this language again. Is the feminine guy? Oh, is the feminine guy from the Uhuru group you were referring to earlier? Is Yeah, he did have a weird name. Yeah, and I knew about him before I knew about the group because remember we were in the thick of everything at that time. Not that anything has changed, but wow, there he was, man. I was like, this little dude is saying the right shit, but can you tone it back? Whatever. But he's serious, and I hope he's still on fire and whatever. Hopefully, maybe we'll find something out when we read about this Hulu group. Thumbs up, everybody. Don't disrespect me. Thumbs up the stream. Thumbs up the stream. Let's come to this first article now. Thumbs up, everybody. We still have, I don't know, a lot of people that are not thumbs up. Thumbs up. Looks like we got about 73 people watching total. 29 are showing, but I can see back here 73. And we got about 10 people that need to thumbs up. And if you're a white devil, please go away. And if you can't thumbs up, also go away. Like, that's it. I'm not the only dude on YouTube, and you don't got to do this. Just go the fuck away. Appreciate you. El Shiba. Shout out to you. Is it El Shiba? Yeah. Now we got 11 people that need to thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. You go to white channels, they're thumbsing up, they're fucking donating to their fucking Cash App, they're fucking giving them, the super chats, they're joining their fucking private shit. All your bitch ass has to do is hit a fucking like button. If you can't do that, go the fuck away. Get to stepping. Because you're antithetical to everything I represent for African people. Take your shit. You're a piece of shit. You're nothing. And you're part of the problem. Let's keep an eye on Sheba. Let us come to this now. That's only at 100%. That's big as fuck. Oh, we don't have this going. What are you doing? Oh, you need to see if you switched over. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. So the Uhuru FBI raids. I don't know if you could see it in this picture because they printed the title in the picture. A writer, an editor, and a publisher, everybody. Where's the bold header? Where's it at? Where's the bold header? I wish we could find the title to this article. Oh, there it is, buried in the fucking picture. That's not a good picture, by the way. FBI raids African People's Socialist Party and Uhuru movement. You can't see it. FBI agents took aim at Black Liberation Organization that has been a sharp critic of the US/NATO-backed war in Ukraine. The white war in Ukraine. because black people, most that I've heard and seen and some I know, seem to luckily and thankfully have been very clear that all this Russia Ukraine shit, that's white people. You feel me? We should pay attention, but that's they white ass. And then they made it very clear when Africans who are in Ukraine couldn't get out. Literally stopping your black ass and let the white people. So fuck white people and any of their shit that goes on. We don't care how many fucking people die in Ukraine. We don't give a fuck how many people die in Russia. We don't give a fuck how many white people die anywhere. We don't give a fuck. We can't. That would be inconsistent. Most importantly, it ignores that we're under attack. Now, the specter of a croak tomorrow Biden administration authorized Department of Justice initiated McCarthy era witch hunt was posed in bold relief last week as FBI agents took aim at a black liberation organization that has been a sharp critic of the U.S. NATO-backed war in Ukraine and a defender of poor nations threatened with U.S. sanctions, coups, embargoes, and blockades. These include Cuba, Syria, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Iran. Replete with flashbang grenades deployed at 5 a.m. on Friday, 29th July, to startle African People's Socialist Party leader Omali Yeshitela and his wife at their home in St. Louis, Missouri. FBI agents carrying federal search warrants ordered them to come out with their hands up. They were handcuffed and ordered to sit on the curb. The armed agents, accompanied by local police, proceeded to ransack their home, confiscate their shit, files, computers, equipment, and cell phones. I don't know if I can get through this without breaking. I'm going to have to break in because this is lengthy. I'm going to have to break as we go because I can't hold it. I'll just say this. This is one of the other reasons why I cannot be a part of their organization. Because when you have a real black organization that has real understanding and real foundation in its founding, nobody is raiding your shit. Because when they do, they're met by fucking sniper fire. And small arm grenades and rocket launchers and shit. This should not be a story. We're going to come to why it is. And I'm sitting on the curb? I doubt it. It should be dozens of FBI officers slain in attempted raid on anybody black's shit. That's what the headline should be, but it's not. This is the problem. This is the problem. The Demons raid is connected to a federal indictment of a Russian man. Somebody we don't know, need to know his fucking name. Some white dude, who the U.S. government alleges orchestrated a, quote, political influence campaign, end quote, targeting local. You see, right in the middle of it, they're trying to sell you some shit. I'm over it. Targeting local U.S. elections with the direct assistance of the APSP and its accused and its associated group. The Uhuru movement, its associated group, the Uhuru movement. African People's Party, blah, 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 and the Uhuru movement. All right, FBI and local police, all demons, all white demons, also raided the Uhuru Solidarity Center in St. Louis and APSP headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida. Ianov, a Russian national, is a leader of the anti-something movement in Russia that the DOJ alleged worked on behalf of Russian Federal Security Services to use U.S. Who gives a fuck what he's accused of? The American fucking government is doing every fucking thing. and this one dude is a problem. I don't give a fuck what Kokolov did or whatever the fuck his name is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And oh, by the way, that wench whore, Kamala Harris, who should be dragged down the fucking 16th Pennsylvania Avenue behind a couple of horses or something just for being a wench whore. So as senile as fucking Joe Biden is and can't remember his own name or which diaper he should wear today, he's still able to articulate aggression upon African people. You see one fucking black person trying to vote for Joe Biden, you need to handle their ass. Dare them. Give a fuck if it's grandmama. She just stare ass at home. That's what's real. Not that there's any other options, you see. But we're not voting for lesser of evils now. We're just not voting for evil. And this is also being used, I suggest to you. We'll read on. That the DOJ alleges worked on behalf of Russian family security, blah, 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 nobody cares, to spread pro-Russian propaganda and interfere with local elections. As if we give a fuck about Russians here. APSP founder and chair, Yeshatela, and Uhuru movement representatives denied being part of any Russian conspiracy campaign or receiving money from the Russian government. So why aren't we raiding Hunter Biden's place then? How can we? Because he's in bed with the Russians. How come we're not raiding Hunter Biden at 5 a.m. on Friday, 29th July? Why aren't we doing it? And they should talk about interfering with American elections when they're in every fucking election across the fucking earth. Anytime there's chaos around elections in any fucking country outside this bitch, you know that the American government is involved in that shit. I just watched a brother, it was a sad story. I feel like he was from Tanzania, but he had, many Africans leave their country, not just, they don't leave the continent. Just because you leave Tanzania, you could go to any of the 54 countries in Africa. So many of them leave wherever they live just to go for work. They'll go someplace for work. Africans do that in a heartbeat. Just go someplace else. No job here, go someplace else. And so there he was in, I forget what country now. Anyway, he was trying to make ends meet, and then this woman he met told him about, yeah, you could get, because they were it's a mining job. So he's mining gold and fucking rubies. And I just thought, how is this brother having to leave and go anywhere to do any mining when he could just pull the shit out of the ground and go sell it and be flexing? So I immediately want to murder off whoever he's mining it for and whoever is getting the fucking benefit of that. But he went to this mine thinking he might be able to go there. Him and some other people might be able to go there and maybe find some remnants of something and, sell it to get money. Well, the mine ended up collapsing. And he ends up, his legs are badly crushed. It's a whole thing, man. I don't want to get into it, but I just mention it because, when they bring us this vomit that, the Russians are interfering in our elections, and motherfucker, you interfering with your own goddamn election. Exhibit A, Bernie Sanders, 2016 and goddamn it 2020. The prosecution rests. Don't tell me shit. That's why you have this diaper-wearing fucker sashaying or traipsing, shuffling up to the mic now. Has no idea where he's at, what decade he's in, what office it is. He doesn't know anything except that he's Joey and that his dad used to call him Joey. That he knows. He's clear about that. African People's Socialist Party press conference. See the complete press conference on the day. Well, we may as well see the clip now then, because this is obviously War and Peace. False charges, unindicted, co-conspirators. Yeah, this is going to be lengthy. Well, there it is. I had the clip I was going to, but fine. Well, in case mine is better. You need to go. Wait, y'all. Let us now. We go get the one I had got. Actually, I think it's the one you sent me on Janae. This one on their site is, I think, what they just channel 2 is. I don't know. I just rather use this one. See all. There it is. Oh, it's the same one. Who knew? Okay, fine. Then that'll save me some strong. Now.
This time, they haven't yet claimed us. We have some relationship with China, but that's to come, I'm sure, because China and Russia represent to them serious kinds of problems. But also, black people represent a serious problem to the United States government and has done so historically. That's why Malcolm X is dead. That's why Martin Luther King is dead. Russians didn't do that. That's why more than 28 members of the Black Panther Party in 1968 alone were murdered. The Russians didn't do that. That's why this community and our people have been under aggression. That's why a spy center is being developed right here in North St. Louis. Even as they're pushing black people out of our homes, gentrifying us and things like that, taking away our properties, created this entity that they call a land bank administration for the purpose.
This is the chairman. Yeshatella. By the way, very distinguished man, all of that. You feel me? Beautiful wife, like that's a king right there. I even love the fucking whatever he's wearing. The beret, I'm here. I'm sold on all of it. Watch this, and we'll talk about why this is. I don't even know the word. This is genocide for African people.
Of stealing property from black people legally, even as they're doing that kind of thing, they're attacking those of us who are trying to defend this community and to bring economic development to this community. That's what we do. That's what we do here. That's what we've done historically. So when it comes to this issue about Russia and Ukraine, where Russia has spent, where the United States has, in this last budget offering that I saw, talked about more than $40 billion more that they've given to this entity that they call Ukraine, the entity that they put in power after overthrowing the legitimate government in Ukraine in 2014. We're supposed to have forgotten that, to put themselves closer to the border of Russia that they have declared to be some kind of adversary, though they haven't explained to us why it's an adversary, though I don't care why they would say that. The fact is that we are able to say that we are not pacifists. We are not pacifists at all. We believe that there's a difference in just wars and unjust wars, and we are opposed to unjust wars, and we support just wars. Unjust wars are those wars that try to colonize people, keep them under tyranny, bury them under oppression, and just wars are those wars that are fought by oppressed people to liberate themselves. We don't just support Russia in this war against Ukraine. We support Palestine. Even as the U.S. government and U.S. citizens are leaving this country every day, going to Palestine, where that is murdering Palestinian Arabs on a daily basis. So don't tell us that we can't have friends that you don't like. And because the fact is, the friends that we have were people who be opposed to murder.
I have to point this out. That line he just said there, don't tell us we can't have friends that you don't like, or whatever the quote was. Famous Ted Koppel interview with Nelson Mandela after he came out of prison. Go watch it. It's on the internet. Just put in Ted Koppel interview Nelson Mandela. Thunderous applause throughout the fucking place when of course, the Zionist fuck Ted Koppel was trying to put over this white vomit over on Nelson Mandela. Not a saint. Nelson Mandela, have my issues with him, not making that point right now. And when he said that, the whole place went up. He was letting America know, fuck you, bitch. Just because you don't like somebody don't mean I gotta hate them too. Feel me? And I'm for that in this context, but if I hate somebody, you need to hate them too, or I hate you. Because I hate them for the right reason. I don't just hate nobody random. Like, you can't like that person no more just because I hate them. I'm not like that. Like, they have really transgressed, and just you're a bad human being. Even if you didn't know me and you liked them, and I knew you liked them, you would be a problem. So they don't have you feel me? Like, anyways, go on, Jedi. Let's take it back so you can hear that quote and go on.
Well, to liberate themselves. We don't just support Russia in this war against Ukraine. We support Palestine. Even as the U.S. government and U.S. citizens are leaving this country every day, going to Palestine.
I love that he said that so defiantly. We don't just support Russia, we support Palestine. Like, that's the worst thing you can say to these fucking Zionist fake-ass people. You understand? Because remember I brought you the clip of the dude when Palestine was being attacked yet again by the fucking fake-ass Jews. The fucker that was the press person in the White House press room. The reporter kept pressing him, does Palestine have a right to defend itself? As we say, I can't get into, and he just would not fucking answer it. Like, but you're supposed to proclaim Israel a fucking state and shit. Never, bitch. Never. It's a heist. It's all it ever was. Moving on.
Where that is murdering Palestinian Arabs on a daily basis. Don't tell us that we can't have friends that you don't like. And because the fact is, the friends that we have were people who will be opposed to murdering people in Palestine, murdering people in North St. Louis, murdering people in Afghanistan, murdering people in Syria. We would be opposed to them. And so anybody who would stand up for the liberation of those people, we're on their side. You don't have to be a Russian or anything like that. One. Secondly, yes, I have been to Russia, but I've also been to South Africa. I've been to Ghana. I've been to various other places in Africa. I've been to Nicaragua. I've been all kinds of places where oppressed people are organizing because black people need not to be isolated. And that's what this government would do. They would have us isolated, assuming that there is nothing that we can turn to except Joe Biden, who turned loose 100,000 policemen in the street with his omnibus crime bill that's probably killed Mike Brown. And the Russians didn't kill Mike Brown, by the way. Nobody said the Russian did that. That was an American domestic soldier that they called the police that killed Mike Brown. So you want me to hate Russians? And no, I don't hate Russians, but I hate those people who killed Mike Brown, and I hate the institutions that's responsible for that. So I wanted to say that. And to be clear about that, I'm not unabashedly I'm an unabashedly a black man, an African that's committed to the liberation of black people, the African and all the other oppressed peoples on the planet Earth. And the United States has always historically been opposed to the liberation of oppressed people, opposed to freedom in Nicaragua, opposed to freedom in Afghanistan, opposed to freedom in South Africa. Mandela, from your perspective, at one time was a terrorist. Fidel Castro, how many times has the U.S. government tried to murder Fidel Castro? This is the reality that we're talking about, and so we are unabashedly on our own side. So I just want to say that in terms of what happened. Let me just say, they actually sent a drone into this house. They said we were not charged with anything. That's what they said. They handcuffed me and my wife out here. They wanted me to sit on the curb while they were carrying this out, something that I refused to do. They wanted my wife to sit on the curb out here, that she refused to do. Only thing we do is fight for black people, black power. All you got to do is walk through North St. Louis and you can see the changes that we brought here as a party for black people. And the government is opposed to that, and that's why we are under attack. And also because they see us as pawns that they can use in this propaganda war against Russia. That's why black people who make this mistake
Oh
of
snap! I didn't
assuming
know my
that
sound was bleeding
what's
still.
happening in
Sorry,
Afghanistan
y'all.
and what's happening in Russia and Ukraine have nothing to do
Let's
with
go
us.
for you.
Clearly, it does have something to do with us. The United States government clearly says it has something to do with us. And what they have done also is trying to create a situation where there is the appearance that anybody, black people who oppose, who criticize what the United States government is doing to us must be the employ of Russia. Like somehow Russia killed Mike Brown. That somehow we needed the Russians to tell us that we were oppressed. That's a hell of a statement. It's a disgusting, slanderous statement that black people don't have enough sense to know who it is that's killing us, murdering us, and keeping us living in these conditions. And I've been to Russia, and I didn't see Russians
Ouch.
living like black
Ouch.
people live
Ouch.
right here in
Ouch.
North St. Louis. That's the reality. So I wanted to say that. My wife was here too. I don't know if you want to say anything about what happened. Yeah, I just...
Okay, before the wife comes in, the irony of this, and we're not going to see this whole thing. It's 40 minutes. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Two things, first off. Now you're stepping to a mic. Again, I have the most respect for this brother and all of that. In fact, when they went left, I just disappeared because I didn't want to disrespect him or criticize them. You know, he means well, and I'm trying to be him one day, inshallah. But now you step to the mic. Some people will see this video and didn't know these people existed. Didn't know they existed. That's a problem. Because where were you stepping to mics before now? Where were you stepping to mics to say anything? You have an organization, you should be bringing our people together under one thought. You can't get this thought, take your bitch ass on. Like it's ride or die, goddammit. You know, we have to separate the weeds from the grass, everybody. And the second issue is you saying, we don't have to ask Russia who's killing us. We know who's killing us. But those same people are standing right behind you. So I'm just having problems with the visuals. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyes. Maybe can we get some glasses in here for me? Can we get lens crafters in? Are they open? All right, Khadijah's going to get on that. I mean, come on. My soul just doesn't feel right. I can't feel right. I can't. I just can't. I can't. I can't. And then you're going to hear, in fact, let's get to her. Well, first the wife is going to come down. And this is the problem, everybody. This is the death of any organization for black people right out the gate. It's like Malcolm, my king, said when asked, you know, do you think that, like, you don't want white people to be a part of your shit or whatever? He was like, no, because, and he was asked about interracial relationships. He said, no, because any Negro in an interracial relationship with a white person is always going to be forwarding an idea or speech or agenda that allows them to continue to feel comfortable in that. So he can't see me if I'm marching up with the Black Independence Liberation League, because ain't nothing but brothers behind me. That's it. No women, no children, definitely not no fucking white demons. Black men only. You see? You look at the Nation of Islam. God love them. You look at the Nation of Islam. The FOI. Brothers. In the last I don't know how long the women have some equivalent to that, but that's all women. You see, but the FOI is nothing but brothers. That's it. That's it. That's it. And it was, I believe, I haven't talked to Farrakhan. He hasn't called me. Probably because it owe me $10. I don't want to get into it. But I believe that one of the reasons why Farrakhan called the Million Man March is this principle in the Nation of Islam and in Orthodox Islam. You do not have men and women mixing. Don't do that. But also, the lead is supposed to come from the men when it comes to putting our will over on the society, protecting our children, protecting our women, protecting our property, whatever it is that we're doing, that needs to come from the men. Why is this bitch looking over here? Why are they even looking down here? Do I got shit on my doorstep or something? But that's what you need. And for all of his everything, that's not what we have. Then watch what the white bitch comes down and says. And she thinks she means well. And she's almost on the right track. Because what have I said forever? If white folks give a fuck, if there's any good ones that really care, then they would just go spontaneously start their own shit on their own, on our behalf. We wouldn't even know about it. We would just read or see in the nightly news, 6 white people slain fighting for black reparations. What? They was over there doing that for us? Okay, save your chest over there. Didn't know it, appreciate it, but stay over there. And alas, this isn't really even that, because he started this white arm of it, as she's going to tell you right here. Go.
When they're pregnant, so we are solving that problem. Our center and houses on the south side.
You see, she got a shirt that says, I support reparations to African people. Appreciate her, but that's down the hall, bitch. In the other building, in an annex across town, in another zip code.
Solidarity Center that we have on the south side as well. Penny Hess is the chairwoman of the African People.
I'm not completely mad because something has to be being done. And I just can't get out of the mind that there can be more expressions than that. But I don't need to get out of that mindset, because there's been other shit already and nothing has worked. And this just has echoes of that. You know, Dr. King, we saw white people, he referred to them in his famous speech, our white brothers and sisters come here today. I don't have no white brothers and sisters. All my brothers and sisters look just the fuck like me. Okay, I'm younger and cuter, but that's something else. But they look just the fuck like me. That's it. So, we've seen this. And if you don't sniff the right black people, then you end up like Malcolm. His head of security was a fucking FBI informant. Because what the nation was doing right is not having shit to do with white people. So they could infiltrate you with some white people. So they're vulnerable right there for white infiltration. That might be why they got raided. Somebody up there could be a fucking FBI agent. You understand what I'm telling you? It's the same shit over again. This is what I understood when I was trying to come up with the principles and the framework for the Black Independence Liberation League. The first thing, Jedi, is look at every fucking thing that came before what you're trying to do. Where did they fail? What they do right? What they do wrong? What could they have done better? Maybe it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't better good, but they could have done better. And this is principle 1. You don't have no old white bitch like this coming down to speak at shit. But hear her now.
The Solidarity Committee that works under the leadership
You'll need
of
a
the
couple
Black
minutes,
Revolution, the Black Power movement.
Uhuru, thank you, Chairman O'Malley. You should tell.
By the way, Uhuru means independence. It's from Swahili. It means independence. So that's a contradiction. You calling yourself Uhuru, independent of who? This white devil. So why is Hagatha speaking at the mic now? We'll just find out.
Hella
Oh,
and Deputy
wait.
Chair Onis Zanea.
Fidel Castro, how many times has the U.S. government tried to murder Fidel Castro?
MashaAllah.
Going to attack me, and they handcuffed myself and the chairman, and escorted
She's
us
just
to the
telling her side of
the
it once to
road
get to the white
and
whore.
And Deputy Chair Onis.
Our center and
Here she
houses
comes.
on the south side. There's a solidarity center that we have on the south side as well. Penny Hess is the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee that works under the leadership of the Black Revolution, the Black Power movement.
Uhuru. Thank you, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And Deputy.
She don't sound right saying it. Uhuru. Uhuru. Do I lie? You'll just hear it again.
On the south side. There's a
Uhuru.
solidarity center that we have on the south side as well. Penny Hess is the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee that works under the leadership of the Black Revolution, the Black Power movement.
Uhuru. Thank you, Chairman Omali Yeshitela. And Deputy Chair Onis Zanea Yeshitela, the African People's Socialist Party. I want to say, again, I am Penny Hess, Chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee, the organization of white people formed by Chairman Omali Yeshitela and the African People's Socialist Party.
Formed by chairmen. You see? So they just spontaneously do it on their own. That's a problem. Because I'm a consistent man. I don't want anything from anybody, especially relationship, love, friendship, anything. It's like a puppy. If you go and get a puppy off the street that you see she's kind of sauntering down the road looking for food or whatever he's lost, that ain't the same puppy if that puppy come up to you and sit by you. That's your puppy now. That's your puppy. He came by himself. That's it. And I don't ever feel fulfilled if it's not that. Especially for somebody like me, because I know what I have to pour out. So I learned a long time ago, don't just go sprinkling that into the land, Jedi. Let them come to you. And when they're worthy, then you open up your chest of gifts and hand out shit. You feel me? Like, I just know. So they didn't do it spontaneously. She just told you he started this white section or whatever it is we're going to call it.
More than 40 years ago in 1976, to be solidarity, to be black power in white face behind enemy.
She meant black power in white face, but she said white power, black power. You see, the bitch can't even, when it matters, you see, that's a strike.
Lines, to be able to go into the white community, to tell the truth that the only reason that we have the Del Mar divide, that we have the two Americas, that we have the colonialism inside this country is because it's built on the enslavement of African people, the kidnapping of African.
Okay, she know that. But that's one white bitch. And I don't know if she even really mean it. You see, sometimes this shit can just be a hobby for white folks, especially white women and white men, because what I can give you is that they always show up looking like this. It's always the who's the bitch from Democracy Now? Amy Goodman. She's that bitch. An Amy Goodman bitch. Just no real hairstyle, just sort of maybe brush and go if a brush. No real anything, no aesthetic. You don't have the young white bitch who is expresses different than this. Like, go watch any rally, any march, protest where there's white people in the audience or white people amongst them that they've allowed. They come with their backpacks. The women always look like this, or they'll have some bandana tied. It's a specific image for lack of a better word. It's a specific image white person that comes. Even the males usually are they don't even look like Dylan Roof. They look like sort of surfer skater, hesher, pot smoker, peace and love. You never have somebody that looks like I need somebody white. I can't think of no white male celebrities. Somebody that's white that's famous. I really can't think of nobody. Just somebody. Just think of a young white male celebrity, whoever is supposed to be the it person, somebody. Like they don't show up. It's never the White House intern looking white bitch or white male. It's this. And as I say to you, when something becomes a pattern, it's on purpose. Because we should have all variety of white bitch, all variety of white male. We don't have it. We don't have it. It's always this Amy Goodman bitch that's showing up. It's just like, it's kind of right, it's right up there really with, I've lived all across the country and I've traveled all across the country. And there's not a McDonald's that doesn't have that one dusty homeless person that's always at the McDonald's. Like build McDonald's, install homeless person, go. It's almost like that, So this is that. We never even see the yuppie types showing up. I mean, it's just, it's not there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying this right here. There's you've heard enough of her. I just want you to get a feel for other people that spoke. This dude, definitely CIA.
Local police, county police, upwards of around 30 different officers.
Wait.
Black people for freedom and self-determination. Leadership of the African People's Socialist. Chairman, I just also want to express my unity with the statement that you gave and everything that Penny Hess just said. And the Uhuru Solidarity Center, which is organizing for white reparations to African people under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party, was, as was mentioned, attacked this morning as part of this FBI assault on the struggle of black people for freedom and self-determination. They came in at 5 a.m. at the same time that they attacked this house.
He's just retelling the story. I just wanted you to get a flavor of who was there. I mean, if he doesn't scream undercover agent, nothing does. Then there was this, and we got way too many. I gotta squint. I don't know if you black or white. I don't know if you passing. There's too much of that going on. These are all things that I was cognizant of when I was contemplating the Black Independence Liberation League, everybody. And you should understand that. These things matter. Hold up. Okay, wait. Hear him.
It's always perpetrated against black people and poor people since the founding of this country. We unite totally with all that Chairman O'Malley Yesatelli has just laid out, especially as it relates to foreign policy. Let me also make mention historically in terms of the continuum of the constant terrorism of this government toward black people. Going back to the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, where they concocted false charges because he had, at that point, one of the largest movements to liberate our people. It goes back, as Chairman mentioned, when Dr. King was murdered, exactly 1 year from the date that he made a statement that the Vietnam was immoral. Yes. This is a statement to try to intimidate us that we should not speak to foreign policy. Yes. We will continue to speak to foreign policy because, as the chairman mentioned, it impacts us. Yes. When you look at $40 billion that go to Ukraine, and you look at the harm that has been done.
Wait, y'all. Two things. A, you've heard enough of him, so you can hear this man here, God loving, but I was making a comment earlier because I saw my neighbors coming out and I'm like, why are they looking at my fucking house? Like, what? So we had a powerful, I feel like it was a tornado that went through here yesterday. I mean, it was really forceful. And turns out one of my screens was blown against my door. One of the screens came off my window and was blown against my door. Like, why are they looking down here? Like, why are you noticing? You know what I'm saying? This is when you need rocket launchers just to come out the ground. You never know when you need them, you see. But
and our taxes that we were currently paying in St. Louis, and they did it today for no reason, because I know that during the 60s, they raided starting on the east and west coast and came all the way down to St. Louis without a warrant, guns drawn, with the tax money.
God loving. It's just the wrong people, man. I God love them. They out there doing what they feel like they feel like out there doing what they think is right. But y'all too old. This is the problem. New blood, new energy, new boldness. Like y'all, this gotta go away. Oh, out with the old, in with the new, man. That's what I'm telling you. Like, even you can't let these old folks get to the polls and vote, dude. Because sadly, our elders come with fear. They don't come with defiance and give a fuckness. They don't come with that. They think they're going to change the system with the system. You can't do that. Revolution is this. That's what it is. Out with everything and in with something else. That's revolution. A complete turnaround. Revolute. Revolve. We don't really need the rest of these
Chairman has
people.
laid out exactly what happened this morning. I got a phone call.
That's some big teeth on a sister. No shade. Appreciate her gap. It's kind of sexy. Moving on.
That we was under attack. I thought I was coming to see, typically a scene where you have 3 or 4 police cars or something. But what I ran into this morning is a big, huge military armor truck.
So this was a major raid, and there was Joe Biden. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. There was Joe Biden, and I want black people to know I'm going to have their back. They had my back, and I'm going to have your back. He's exactly not had the back of black people. I'm not surprised, because I wasn't under this illusion that Joe Biden had suddenly become someone that we had this great relationship and we knew him and he was all there for us. I wanted him dead before the fucking inauguration, quite frankly. But he was the selected one. Because I tell you, the Democrats and Republicans are one fucking party. They're just playing good cop, bad cop. That's all. Same agenda. That's it. One cop comes in and says like they're good, and the other one comes, but they all trying to get that fucking confession out of you for some shit you didn't do. This is the same thing. It's no different. And nothing could be more evident of that than 2016 and 2020. Nothing. They made sure that the so-called, well, they went from being debates to just a town hall, because Sniper Fire couldn't be bothered to debate Bernie. And he couldn't be bothered to say anything bad about Hillary of merit. So literally at every fucking one of them, he would come out and be interviewed and talk to the audience and whoever the fucking corporate correspondent is. And then here comes fucking Sniper Fire's ass. You know, they all colluded against Bernie. This country should never be forgiven for that shit. Just that alone, before you even get to all the other stack of shit that we could go story for the next 50 years and not be done. That alone. But the fact that there was a raid and it was of this magnitude upon a group that is obscure to even African people is very interesting. And I suggest to you being used, because why elevate them now? There's going to be people watching this, and there's people that saw this just in their feed, whatever, however they found out about it, and had no fucking idea of who these people are. Didn't know there was any organization like this going on anywhere at all. So why is it being rated and thus by extension being given elevation, visibility, put on the consciousness? Why? 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 And I don't know the answer to that. Is there something going on international? And they're showing, oh, look, well, it wasn't just you. We raided a black group in America. You know, I don't know. I could throw out some scenarios. But this is very suspicious. And then tying them to fucking Russia and Ukraine, like, at the same time your fucking son is being investigated with the Russian shit. Like, I mean, there's something not right here. And this is when we should be storming capitals and threatening the lives of lawmakers, if we want to call them that, to give them cover. So that even if it's some bullshit and they got white people probably who don't agree with it, we should still be prepared to defend it. Just on the fucking principle. Just on the strength. Just because. To send a message that you don't fuck with no black groups at all. Give a fuck what you think they did or could have did or might do. Fuck with them, you gotta see all of us. That's what we need. That's what we need. And you only saw the chairman and the, I don't know what he was, dude, and then the little elder dude. Those are the men. White devil don't count. You see? And now you have the women speak. I mean, this is not a black organization, everybody. This is not something that could ever really forward anything on behalf of African people. Because as long as you think that you need white people in order to convince other white people to do some shit for you, then you don't really have the heart. Because you need to be prepared to go and snatch their heart out of them. I don't need your help. I just move you out the fucking way and extinguish your bitch ass, and I get what I want. That's it. That's the attitude you have to have. That's the understanding you have to have. It's not just an attitude, it's an understanding. And it's an understanding because if you don't understand that, then you won't do that. The evidence shows that. Everything that's come before shows that. All of this shows that. So it's an understanding. You see? But there they are cozying up with white people. Why would I, a white person, have any, no matter how bad I felt about your plight, why would I have any provocation or any incentive to do anything for you other than just feel bad for you. Maybe I write you a check. I help out some organization or something of yours just from behind the scenes, but what need would I have to come and actively act like I'm as mad about your shit as mine? Because none of it's happening to me. It's just not. So you can never, I don't care who it is or what the event or situation is, you can never be as passionate about something as someone who it's happening to. Whatever it is, good or bad. Unless you're me. Like, I'm crying harder than you when something good happens for you. I'm that dude. But that's not the norm. Most of humanity is not like that. So this is no different. Why would I believe that you would be just as passionate about my shit as yours? You're not going to do that. If my car breaks down on the side of the road, you're not going to push it with as much vigor as if it was your car broke down on the side of the road. You're just not. You should, but you're not. So this is not believable. But we should all be questioning, why is an obscure group like this, and I say obscure, why are they being raided? Why is anybody even keeping an eye on them? They don't have any media platforms. They don't have business. They don't have any influence channels, like influence avenues. Like, I mean, why? I can see you rating my shit. You feel me? But not really understanding why you would need to raid these people. And then the outrageous, ridiculous, cartoonic charge of you got some ties to Russians. Like, come on, man. I mean, for all the motherfuckers, every one of the motherfuckers on Capitol Hill has a tie to the fucking illegal, murderous, genocidal ass fucking asshole of earth called Israel. They all have ties with it and pledge their allegiance to it. And you would get mad if 2 black people pledge their allegiance to fucking Russia, bitch? Really? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know how old the chairman is, or any of the rest of them, quite frankly, but this is a waste of their time and the rest of their life. And maybe it gives them some sort of fulfillment, you know, in their twilight years, whatever. But things like this don't serve us as a people. They just don't serve us. I see we got up to 115 views going on, but 22 showing. This is why my message is get out, everybody. Get out. If you're not willing to kill and hopefully not die, which you probably wouldn't die, but you have to prepare for that. If you're not willing to kill and die, you need to just get out. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's why I told you for years, it's either liberation and revolution for me, or it's Africa. That's it. And I've been consistent. I have. And you know what's interesting, y'all, is it only gets especially hot when I'm on here with you. Like, I pretty much can get through it just not on here. I can't. Let me see what you all are saying. I want to come back to you for a moment, Sandra, because I realized I didn't finish. Because you were talking about getting your passport. you need to move very quickly if you've not started the process, because, and maybe it's back to normal now, but you know, remember, I got my passport at the height of fucking COVID, alleged COVID, and you know, and don't pay for expedition for expedited service, because that's just gonna be $60 you'll waste, like I wasted, and they don't give it back to you, so they know you didn't get expedited service, but they don't give you your $60 back. Your extra $60 you pay for expedited service. So beware. I think I skipped. You say, okay, so appreciate it so much. Question: do I to get any? No. Gambia is why. That's why I'm going to Gambia. I don't have to have no shots, no tests, none of that bullshit. They're over that. They're over it. Unless something changes, they're over it. That's why I'm not going to Ghana. Because the white devil is definitely keeping track of our exodus. No question in my mind. No doubt. Because they just were flat out denying my passport and had no reason. I sent you every fucking thing you asked for. Exactly what you asked for. Are you going to send me a letter saying my shit is insufficient for a passport, bitch? Oh, don't get me started. Don't. Sandra, you say I seen this online. Allison, white fake war. Elshiba testifying. Sandra testifying. Allison, there's a huge obsession with Russia from white people, and they're putting it out in the media, and it's the everything of everything. You know, why did gas prices suddenly fall? I don't have television, so I don't know. What lie did they tell? You know, like, I know why they were high, because they sent out stimulus checks and they want all their fucking money back. They didn't mean it. They didn't mean it. They didn't mean that. You fucking kidding me? The last thing they want is the American people to come up and not be in fucking poverty. It's the last thing. That was just to add to the ire of it's a pandemic and be afraid and shit. So I'm so glad I have never voted for any of those demons. You better go, Sandra. My angel, sweet people on Violet, a big shout out to you. Thanks for the roses. Sandra Jedi, he is 80 years old, it's reported. Okay, thanks. I know he's up there. He looks amazing. I mean, he looks amazing. Let's see. Anjane. She is not for us. She just wants to have something to be a part of because she's rejected by her own. The self-righteous have a black friend. I voted for Obama. White chick. It's funny because when I had my business, for my building, my landlord tried to, like, that was supposed to be his thing. Like, I voted for Obama. So why the fuck you keep telling me that? That don't mean shit. I told you I voted for Obama. Give a fuck. Uh, helped. Helped. That's what we're going by. Says, I heard of them years ago. Shout out to you, helped. Like, what does that mean? What is that? What is helped? What is that? What is that? What is that? Talk to me. What is that? You say these organizations has been around since the 70s, apparently. But I heard of them years ago during Mike Brown situation. That's when I found out they existed. That's when I spoke with the chairman, you know, and they let me call in and all that stuff, and they were so gracious to me, you know. But I ain't heard of them before that. You don't sound like you can kill anyone. Oh, that's my secret weapon. But that's the absolute excellent point, because it's what I preach. We as a people are not violent, but we got to be able to find violence in us if we're ever going to put down white oppression. That's what's going to have to happen. And why this face, while aging, still looks amazing for the most part and has no scars or scratches, is because anybody that approached me didn't understand there was a lion and a tiger and a motherfucking beast in this bitch. You understand? And they went to hospitals. I didn't. So the value of being underestimated is highly useful. You know, even in some of the martial arts disciplines, certainly in some of the Asian cultures, this is one of the principles. You know, it's kind of where the white man gets the walk lightly but carry a big stick. That's white man jargon. There's way more beautiful language and more beautiful philosophy behind this principle that I'm talking about, you know. Yes. But it can also be a curse, because people think that you're so nice and then they try to come for you. You feel me? I'm a shark, dude. I'm a shark. And I'm absolutely able to kill anything I hate. Not a problem. That's why we all step on roaches. When I say violence is strength and power, I'm called a radical. You'll always be called that. I'm a fucking separatist. I'm a black separatist. I am. Put that down. I am. These are just fancy labels that white people have come up with for their denial. And to try to, and they're only allowed to use the little labels because we've not struck on their ass. They'll call you serious the day we back this shit up. They won't say radical. They'll say serious. And they'll be running and evacuating. So wear it as a badge of honor, because what you speak is the truth. And you never have to defend the truth. Ever. Cheryl, Jedi, you know it. They track the moves of the black masses and always have. Speaking of these dirty white supremacists, because after I cussed out everybody at the State Department, the last white bitch I spoke to, it was a weird thing. I think I played the conversation for you guys. I don't remember now. But she had no reason of why my passport had been delayed. And asking me about some shit before I was born or some bullshit. But honestly, I think what it was is because my father's name was different. He started a slave name before I was born. You see? So, my name is fully Arabic. Whatever, bitch. I sent you what you asked me for. Send me my passport. That's where we're at. You know, I thought maybe it was the birth certificate at one point because one of the last times I got my birth certificate, I was calling Chicago. I think I was calling Cook County because I was born in Cook County. Like, no, all that shit is in Springfield now. It's all in Springfield. So the moment you call Springfield, your birth certificate showed up in 2 seconds. It was a glorious thing. I can't see. All right. Allison, I don't know what the lie is now about gas. I'm so happy that other people see the illusion. Everything they say on the news is a lie. And like and I've said, on God. Suddenly, like our gas was $7, bitch. And I almost fainted and had to be watched closely by a team because I don't notice the gas. I don't notice it. Like, I just see that I need gas and I go and say, give me this on number whatever, and I pump my gas, and because I don't have time to watch the fucking price. I don't care. It's too much and I'm over it. But somehow I noticed it. I don't know even how long it's been down. But gas was actually $5, which is still too fucking high. Because I made it my business when, after Obama left office, as soon as Trump came in, the prices went up. That's 100% a fact. Because I made it my point every time. I would purposely go to places where mostly white people get gas, so that when I'm asking the cashier that this is what I want, whatever number, I can say very loudly, gas was never this high under Obama, and get my entire life and leave them all pissed off as I walk out. So I know the gas wasn't this when Obama was president. I know that. I know that. And something I was going to say to you, Allison, for you being campaigning for Bernie, I was one of Obama's precinct captains, so let us be very clear. I see your Bernie and I raise you, Obama. This is nothing. Let me come back now. You say this press release, Allison, you say this organization has done press releases for police brutality, even in the past. No, but who knew about it? A press release. You can do a press release when you're Oprah Winfrey, or you're Michelle Obama, or Madonna, or some shit. Nobody knows these people. You don't just do a press release. We have to see you on something. You see? So even if they did it, that still not widely publicized, but news stations don't report them or pay them any attention. But even from black media, like, then call up the Breakfast Club. You feel me? Don't get me started on them. But that would be one way. I think that's a good point, Jedi. Men and women being in separate groups. I think collaborating is super important, though. Working together as needed, but separate. Right. And you can do that. You can work with women all the time. Women can work with men. That's fine. But you don't need to be canoodling. You don't need that. because A, men are necessarily different in the presence of women, you know, and women are by default a distraction. They are. They are. Because they just are, man. Women are a distraction in a good way. And you don't need that. That's the prize after the fact. Men need to be focused. First of all, men need unity and oneness amongst men. You see, that's what we need. We're not canoodling enough and coming together enough as men. We're not doing that. You know, just we should have rites of passage, like groups where, you know, boys, wherever you live, you're gonna go, like I've said the Nation of Islam could be one. For all that they're not as Muslims, there's a lot of things they do well, and I think it should be a rite of passage that all, certainly young boys, should have to do at least 4 years in the Nation of Islam. Maybe age 10 to 16 or something. I don't know. We could come up with a number. You know, maybe age 5 to 10 or something. I don't know. But yeah, women are a distraction, and the divine knows this, and so this is why we don't have men and women being in the same place canoodling. Do you understand? We just don't have that. And it also keeps down confusion and infidelity. And disrespect of women. Like when I covered the Me Too stuff, we don't have any Me Too in Islam. We don't have that. We don't have that. That's not in our world, because the divine has already provided for that. Just wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen. See, this is unnecessary. No need to have this white or Jewish lady speaking, which, that's an oxymoron. You can't be white and Jewish. Well, you could be white and Jewish, you just can't be an Israelite. You're definitely not Semitic, so I'll let that stand. It's so weird and obviously manipulative. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله. Yeah, as I say, I can't really focus on really these people or their plight. You know, whatever they're doing, they're gonna do and are doing, obviously. Let me see if this will work. Yeah, that's better for me. But it's kind of empty for me because I don't feel represented by them. I don't feel served by them. And this isn't to take away from anything that they are doing. But that's old hat. It's been done already. It's been done. It's been done. And you're not going to read about raids on any African group that's really African and that has the right frame of mind, the right level of anger and fury. I always give you the analogy of Star Wars, dude, because they mix shit in their movies to tell you something. And certainly George Lucas was doing the fuck out of that. But they keep telling Luke when he goes, I can confront Vader, I'm ready, I can take Vader down, I'm ready. Obi-Wan told him, Darth Vader told him, and the fucking Emperor. When he finally gets to meet Vader, first Obi-Wan told him, he goes, but you have to, he goes, you don't know the way of the dark side, you know, you have to be able to control your fear. That's the main thing Obi-Wan was telling him. So when he meets Vader, Vader says, I see you have control of your fear. Now, release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me. Later, when he fights Vader, the Emperor says the same thing. You have control of your anger. Now, take your Jedi weapon, strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete. Hatred, everybody. You gotta have it for anything that you're going to destroy in life ever. I don't care if you're just trying to get a divorce. You gotta hate that motherfucker. Whoever he or she is, you gotta hate their ass. And there you are marching to the courthouse. You gotta be over it at some point. That's the thing that springs you into action. If you don't hate something, then you just live with it. You're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. And something like this doesn't have that. It doesn't have it. So you'll look in 10 years, they'll still be doing the exact same thing. And I can't help but think that just the fact that you have white people amongst you made you vulnerable for a fucking raid. That you have women not working someplace else surreptitiously and shit. Like you wouldn't even know. Because one of the things I was going to do with the Black Independence Liberation League is because women were like, I'm ready, Jedi, I'm ready. I know y'all ready. And we can't do nothing without you. But there was a strategic place for the women. Very strategic. Very. Oh my God. I'm telling you, dude. Like, if I was... It's over for me now. You know. It's over for me now. I have to get on about the business of living my life and doing something else that can serve us in a different way. Because you're not going to fight here. You're not. You are scared to death as Negroes. You just are. You know, even Farrakhan, you know, he had to share with the public, you know, when he called the Million Man March, that first one back in the 1990s. When all of us showed up, he was like, I didn't even really know what to do with it. You know, you have that. What do you do with that now? But what he did have going for him, A, he loves black people. That's first. And he hates this white devil. That's the key ingredients you need. You don't have that, you don't have anything. You may as well leave. But what he had going for him was he has his finger on the pulse of our people. You have to. If you really love African people, you got your finger on the pulse. You know us. You know us. And so he understood, and his timing was perfect, because he's a black man too. And so he's aware of his own passions and frustrations. And that, what was that, 97? 96, 97? '95? When was the Million Man March? 95. Wow. Wow. I found out from about that march through a flyer, dude. Most people did. This is 1995, so we weren't texting and shit. And he could get that many black men on knowing it's Farrakhan that called us. That's it. That's it. And then the scared to death Negroes were distancing themselves from Farrakhan. All the fucking Christians. That's the other thing. You got to love your people. You got to fucking know your people, and you got to fucking douse the fuck out of Christianity, because that's a death nail. This was we don't say he's Muslim as Muslims, but a Muslim, a non-Christian, called that march. A non-Christian. That's the most important part of it. Even if he'd been an atheist, it didn't matter. He was not a Christian. No Christian is calling a Million Man March. Not one. Not one. Not one. Unless it's a fucking church revival or some bullshit. And they probably won't get 1 million. Farrakhan got 2 million. Don't give a fuck what the park services say. Those of us who have lived in D.C., who know that fucking National Mall, we know what the number is when you get to a certain point. Everybody knows it. So, all the scared to death Negro Christian types who ran, then suddenly they saw all this presence and they were calling Farrakhan. They wanted to come and speak now. They suddenly wanted to be at Farrakhan's side. But there was Coretta Scott. That's when I seen her with my own eyes. No. Wait, was Coretta? Coretta was there. Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks, dude. Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks. And we were to the front, of course, because I don't go to any big crowded anything unless I'm going to be up front. I can't do it. Stevie Wonder. Our paths keep crossing. Literally, when I lived in the Valley, I was getting on the 101 one day, and this Mercedes station wagon was right next to me, and it was fucking Stevie Wonder in the passenger seat. Fucking Stevie Wonder right there. Anyway, Stevie Wonder was there. Dr. Maya Angelou, of course. There was a few people. I feel like Betty Shabazz, maybe. I can't remember. But he got 2 million brothers. And we were ready to do whatever that man said. You'll remember the government closed down. Washington was closed that day. They thought we were finally coming to blow this bitch up, and I wish we had. One can only wish. But they thought that. Congress was not in session that day, bitch. Everybody left Capitol Hill. And we were ready to do whatever Farrakhan said. Because we knew we were united. We knew that. We're one on this. And the atmosphere was such that anybody that would have been a slacker or would have been weak would have had the pressure of those of us that are strong. So they wouldn't have bitched out no matter what. You feel me? Wow. And to the sisters, there was nothing more glorious than we're going down Pennsylvania Avenue to the mall, to the National Mall. And on either side of the street was the women. And they had signs of inspiration and support. They brought us lunches, gave us cold drinks as we came down Pennsylvania Avenue. SubhanAllah. There is nothing greater than the black woman, dude. That's why I don't understand these dudes that get on here with this bullshit and they want to blame black women for every fucking thing. You're just a slack-ass bitch is what you are if you were blaming black women for shit. But this was just another example of the grace that we get from our women. Because there was for the men, we don't even need to show up. But rooting us on, and it was a beautiful thing, man. I didn't own a camera at that time in my life. For the most of my life, I never really owned a camera, but I wish I'd had one that day. That would have been something, man. That was something. And I think that story doesn't really get told. We know about the Million Man March and, well, I went and I went and I went. But did you remember the women? Did you remember? It was something, dude. It was really something. But that's what you need. You need a visible leader because of the snowball effect of African people. Niggas don't want to do shit. They see somebody else doing it. That's why all niggas walk around looking exactly the fuck the same. Because they not having no original ideas. They all get their shit from each other. That's good. That can be used for the betterment of our people. Keep that same energy, bruh. Now, let's do X, Y, and Z. You see? But you need that to get the snowball effect. I went to the Million Man March with my brother and one of my good friends because I grew up knowing who fucking Farrakhan was. I'm sure I had been to at least one Savior's Day, but I knew who he was. And it wasn't anything, I knew who he was. Oh, Farrakhan is having this. I go. That's it. So he has the cachet. We're not elevating anybody else like that. And ironically, he's a Muslim, in quotations. And these scared to death as Christians who didn't want to have shit to do with Farrakhan didn't realize, wait, it's not even 2 million people in the fucking Nation of Islam, bitch. So this ain't Muslims that's out there on this national mall or no Nation of Islam people. This is just black folks. This is brothers. Period. I mean, they're just so short-sighted, but they're also why we haven't gotten any fucking place. You need people that are willing to kill and willing to die, everybody. That's it. If you don't have that, you don't have anything. That's it. That's it. And you should even be more determined, because when you even do the peace shit, you end up like Dr. King. So there's that example. So you should just go Malcolm on their ass at all times. Because either way, they're not satisfied. And we need to be over trying to satisfy and appease white people. I have vanquished them from my life a very long time ago. I don't give a fuck about white people at all. At fucking all. At all. And go out of my way to piss them off whenever I can. It gives me my life. But they don't exist in my world. I don't give them any space at all. At all. I can't read this. Oh, Sincere. What's up, brother? Thank you for stopping by, my brother. They raided Chairman O'Malley. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Not one incident that day. You speaking facts, King. It's all I know. You understand? It's all I know is the facts. But yeah, and you know, and Sincere, maybe you could do something. You know, just to speculate on the why of it all. You know, as I've laid out, they're an obscure group, really. You know, they're not widely known by even black people. So why would they be on the radar of the fucking diaper wearer? You know, I mean, who they are makes this suspicious in and of itself. That they would be necessary of this much attention and a raid and shit, you know. You know, is this to send a message to the black community type thing? You know, if so, they ain't really the organization because we don't really know them no way, and they ain't really doing nothing, so just not understand. Yeah, I mean, you know, It's not like that. They're not the Black Panther, you know. But alas, we saw this same pattern with the Black Panther, with the allowing, because at least, well, a couple of them were, I feel like they was dating white bitches. Just there was white presence that was being allowed. You see, we can't have that at all. That's first. That's like you're gonna bake anything. The first thing on any fucking directions is preheat oven at whatever. That's anything. Anything that goes in an oven, the very first instruction is preheat oven. Otherwise, you're not going, because all the other shit you're gonna do, it don't matter. It don't matter, because eventually you got to put it in that oven, and it needs to be ready. So preheat oven. Miss Matthews, big shout out to you. Recently heard about Uhuru. Gosh, how I loved that dude. I still can't fucking say his name even if I look at it. And where does he get that name at anyway? What is that? I loved the dude. His channel, he reminds me of a former friend, Mr. Andrews. He too, a Floridian native. They could be cousins. Much love to GK and Uhuru. Yeah, he's definitely militant. Like, this was like when I first, or at least in my early days of YouTube, you know, he was one of the people that I came across or somehow knew about some type of way. And it was kind of offsetting. It was, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it was, I just ain't ever seen no sissy being serious about revolution. Like, just, you know, and I ain't the only one, I'm sure. But that's what made it extraordinary. Like, is he serious? And he's bold. Like, I remember they had this one, might have been right when I knew who he was. They had, there was some liquor store, convenience market someplace in the country, and they were determined to get that bitch shut down because I think a sister had been disrespected in there or something like that. Or was that? Yeah, that was them. Yeah, because I remember I feel like I remember the image of him with a bullhorn, and he's very determined, and I haven't heard from him or them since, you know. I really had forgotten all about them until I saw this, you know. Yeah. But that's the type of fire you need. Again, that's a perfect example. Like, we don't really give a fuck what you're doing, but you claiming black, right? And that's, I mean, somebody like that you can use, you know? But like I say, their movement, we can't have inclusivity. We can't. We must have exclusivity. We need to be separate from these people. Then, Miss Matthews, you say it was beautiful. I watched on CNN back then, 1995. Hope you seen me, because I was standing out. I was in my model days and stuff then. Anyway, all that love in DC. No fights and no litter. The pails, the demons. We're not using comfortable language here, Miss Matthews. We're just not doing it now. The demons were shocked and scared to see brothers getting along like that. If we could have just taken that forward. And I can tell you, if you weren't here when I've said it before, Miss Matthews, You didn't see the love. God love you. You didn't see it. And not just you, but anybody who watched it on television, you didn't see the love. You didn't see it. Because the intimacy, the love, the unity, the oneness that was between the brothers, man, was something you couldn't film or see it. You had to be there. It was everything. We really were brothers that day. We really were, man. We were. And and there's some things that happened after that, that event gave birth to, so it wasn't complete loss. But that day, the unity, the oneness we had, it was like we all were as if we knew each other our whole life and were best friends. Even that doesn't say it. It was just everything, man. It's kind of like you have sometimes, you have something. It could be a food item. You could have a dinner. You could have an experience. You could just, and you go, man, I wish it could be like this all the time. Or maybe you go to a great hotel and you're just like, man, I could just never leave this hotel. I could just live here. This is like that type of thing. Like we just don't need this to end. You couldn't offend another brother that day. You couldn't do it. We were one, dude. And I can't speak for all the 2 million all the way back, but I know up where we were at, man. Brothers was just love. It was just love, man. It was unity. It was commitment. It was everything. It really was everything. If we had that, that's the shit you take back. I wish Farrakhan had said that day, when you go back to your communities, no longer will you make a pledge now. You're not going to do business with no more people that don't look like you. Throw them fucking Arabs and Chinamen out your fucking community. If he had told us to fucking eat the grass, we would have ate it. We were that ready. That ready. And it wasn't just the men that were ready, because by the response of the women, you could see it was ready for us. Because they understood that whatever went on for us was going to come back for them, So I know there was a lot of women that was glad to see their brothers, their cousin, their uncles, their boyfriend, their husband, whatever. Take your ass to the Million Man March. Take your shit, and, come back different or something, or come back inspired or something, What we also suffer from as a people is nobody has a more willing and active backup woman than us as black men. White bitches are used to just kind of having shit, and the men kind of run everything, so it's a different context. It's kind of by association almost. We could say this for almost any other culture, but black women actively are in our corner, like, got your back, down for you, what type thing, And you take that, if we could have taken the energy from the Million Man March, taken that unity, that commitment, that oneness, and held on to it, boom, it would be like anything. Oh, man. I can't. So my message is, get out, because you're not going to fight. You're not going to die. You're not willing to upset. You are also comfortable in oppression. So get out, because it's just going to get worse, everybody. 2024, is when you're really gonna, it's all gonna materialize. You're gonna go, fuck, I should have been on that same fucking aircraft as Jedi. Damn it. Because they don't have a plan after Biden, except for Trump. And there's even white people that don't want Trump. Black folks definitely don't want him. You got those one or two that we wouldn't ever claim anyway, so they're not really black people. So essentially, there's no black people that support Trump. But let him tell you, he got more blacks than anybody else. I got more black vote than anybody else. You didn't. Those aren't black people. But white people have lost their mind, and you saw 3 times you've had now. If you didn't know what I knew since I was a child, because my parents told me, you had Bush 1, or Bush 2, the son, and 9/11. That didn't get you to wake up. You had the election of Obama. The mask, any masks that were still left on after the Bush thing definitely came off, because they came off with Bush. And just a few scragglers that might have still been wearing them because they didn't get the memo, boom, they all came off when Obama was elected. Trump gave them a taste of, yeah, we can be the white savages that we are. We don't have to act like we give a fuck about black people anymore, because most of them are faking. I say all of them are fake. Even that heck of the bitch that was standing there with the chairman, that's a fake white bitch. It is. It is. She can't feel what it is. She can't. She can have all the best intention, and it still is a blank slate. It's no different than when my wife sat across from Diane Sawyer's nosy bitch ass, and she said, now, you're Janet Jackson. Do you experience racism? She goes, of course. And then the bitch dared to come back and say, do you think that I don't understand it? Do you think that I could ever really understand? She goes, no. You're on the other side. Go watch my wife. And I wouldn't even stand in the room making her say it, feel me? I wasn't even there. I didn't need to be, feel me? That's why she's my wife, feel me? She know what, feel me? She know what's going down, feel me? She already know. I'm just saying. But this is that same principle. You're on the other side, bitch. You are. And we didn't make it that way. So you just are. You just are. You just are. You're on the other side. You'll never be able to feel it. You don't have allies, and that's not really fighting. That's like a man that wants to, you hear somebody breaking in the house, you gonna go check it out with the wife and kids. No, nigga. Get your ass and go check to see what the fuck the sound was. Because you're not going to get the credit now, or you're really not going to get a result. You're not going by yourself. This is the same thing. You think you need white people, these fictional good white people that will somehow help you fight white people. Not understanding. You know, you can't. You can't. You can't. They're all in their twilight years. And I ain't mad. I'd rather see them all just go on a flight to Africa and be over it. But they, I'm sure, probably can imagine themselves leaving here. So those are the type that are going to stay here and continue to do just that. Menial stuff that doesn't really shake the foundation. You know, you're going to make change. You got to be willing to put a fucking, it's got to be a seismic event. Do you understand? I mean, it's got to send shock waves through white America. Just America in general. Across the earth that says, don't fuck with black people. Whoa. Don't fuck with them. Don't do it. Everybody knows not to mess with Latino gangs. Everybody knows it. You wouldn't mess with no gangs anyway if you smart, but you definitely not messing with Latino gangs. You're not gonna do that because they vicious and they stay together. That's what we need. That's what we need. Anyways, how long we been on here now? We'll start our landing. Did I read all the comments? Do you guys have anything else for me? Or anything else you want to bring up? I'll do the countdown of 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm not even going to count down. We've been at it for nearly 3 hours now. I don't want to hold you late on a Sunday, everybody. It's just before 9 o'clock on the East Coast. That's a good time. People got shit they got to do. You know, people got to work and all kinds of stuff. And I do want to be, and I won't even need to announce this as we move further on. But I do want to be on Jedi Africa because I'm going to be on there increasingly more. I'm just doing a lot right now that I will explain to my people on there. You know, this is a heavy lift. It's a heavy lift, everybody. It's a heavy lift. Shiro. King, I must admit, I love seeing the Trumpsters and Democrats arguing over the white devils that they all belong to. Should be funny as fuck. Sandra, what's your email address, Jedi? I never check my email, Sandra, because I mean I do for like really like stuff I have to, like I check it for like updates from Delta Airlines because they're always moving the flight 2 minutes, 1 minute. Ooh, it just moved 10 minutes. Ooh, wait, it's back 3. So there's other things that I have to, but you'll never get me with my email. Yeah. I mean, do you have Instagram? Because, and I haven't been on Instagram in several months, but I will go on. I do check stuff on there though. Like, let me know if you have Instagram. Tell me that first. Oh, and I do also check my email because some of the people that I follow in Gambia, that's how I know when they've responded back to me. It's through email. Tell me, Sandra, do you have Instagram? Yay or nay? I'm waiting. Okay, perfect. So I am the Jedi 1814, and you see my logo on the channel. Well, I don't know if you can see it on here. You know my red icon with the Arabic. You see it. That's, you'll see it. You'll go, it's the Jedi. It's him. But yeah, send me something over there. And I'm eager to speak with you, especially if you're serious. Like, I want to help you, you know, and whatever I can give to you or help you with, I'm here to do it, man. That's everything. It's everything. So, I got you. You just make sure you reach out. Okay, perfect. See, I can't remember. I didn't know that. I'm sure I knew that, but I don't know it right now. like I don't know who else. I don't know most of my people now in my mind that follow me on Instagram. You know, but yeah, just leave me something there on Instagram, Sandra, and I got you covered. Oh man, subhanallah. Wow. How old are they? How old are your nieces, Sandra? Are they little? No, Allison, I don't. You know, I don't know if that will evolve. I don't know how my like I don't even know the physical logistics of how, like I just it only even became an idea to me in the last probably 2 weeks that I think I'm gonna have to take my computer tower. You know, like I really don't want any check luggage and shit. I just need what I need. I don't need a lot. You know, like one of those roll-ons. I got 3 or 4 of those in my garage in different sizes. I don't need a lot. I'm not trying to take a bunch of shit with me. You know, but I think I may have to take my computer tower. Um, just because it's everything, but I don't know. I need to get with some know-it-all computer people because I think I probably just could take the hard drive, and I don't know, because it's the hard drive is the brain, and everything else is just mechanics and shit, and a fan, basically. I mean, I'm gonna need to because there's too much stuff in my computer that I will need to access, and then I also understand how it relates to me being able to do videos. You know, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I don't know. Most of the people I follow, they have great Wi-Fi, they have great internet. It's no problem. There's, you know, I mean, but I don't expect to have anything. That way, I don't set myself up. I'm preparing for the worst fucking case scenario. Anything over that will just be bonus. You know. Um, so I may become more active on Instagram than I am now. Plus, I was a little put off when I put some stuff, when I finally learned how to do a story, and I put some shit on the story and I realized it don't stay there forever. So I'm still mad about that. Like, when I do some shit, I need it to be forever. Like, that's forever now, that's that. No, I can't. Sandra, I will keep you posted. There are 31 and 29. Wow. That can be a blessing and a curse. Are they forward thinking? Like, are they ready for this? Do they want this? You say, I will keep you posted on my passport issue. I already applied, just in case you didn't see it. My nieces are grown. 31. I seen it. I was waiting for it. 31 and 29. Wow. I hope they can understand that's the best. I mean, I wish we all could have gone when we were 20. Now, look, I'm 21 and I'm not. I mean, you know, but certainly that's a good age to be going. You know, my nephew's 20, and I wish I had known or thought then. You know, man. So you gotta try and play catch up. Allison, Instagram isn't all that anyway. I know. They're good for scrolling though. You know, just kind of get like a peek at sort of what's going on in some of everything. You know, it's kind of a good thing, really. But it's not all that. Put it in the same luggage bag as your clothes. That's what I was doing. I was just gonna, but I don't want it to be. I have to go over the fucking the shit, the baggage stuff for my flight, because I feel like the last time I went over it, at first I'm thinking, oh, you get so many carry-ons, you get at least one little check baggage type thing, just. But I'm understanding now that maybe I don't get a check bag for free, and if so, then that will be the end of Delta Airlines, and they won't exist anymore. So I should read first, but that's what I was planning to do, just like put it in a suitcase with some clothes, in between clothes, so that it have some protection and just whatever, because I can always get a monitor when I get there. I just wanted the actual tower, to take so that I could have my stuff. There's software on here that I use that I know will still be usable in Africa even. No matter where I'm at on the earth, I still use that software. What? Sorry to hear. What? Sandra didn't say anything sorrowful, Allison, that we would need to be sorry to hear. But you're going to be fine, Sandra. You should be. Like I say, it's just going to be a waiting game. And if they give you this bullshit because the post office helps you make sure the application is complete, just in case you're feckless. So not only was I on my game, but before they even submit, because the post office is the one that submits the application, because they're the ones that take your picture. So I know I got everything I need. Like, what are we talking about? So, and they go over everything to before, and then they give you your receipt, and then you can leave. So I know I'm good. You feel me? It's just that they want to try and challenge me, or maybe they saw my picture, but just because you got my stuff, you still don't know the human being that I am. Maybe they thought I was Ray, and they could just deny me a fucking passport. First of all, I shouldn't need a passport in this bitch. You don't own the earth, bitch. You don't tell me where I can and cannot go. And even the fucking Constitution says I have a right of travel. Not that I need it. I don't need any law given to me or any rule or right given to me. I was born, therefore I am, and I'm entitled to. Simply because I was fucking born. That's it. We have to police this shit, man, because otherwise white people will have you thinking they own existence. And they don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. But I want to say, Sandra, it doesn't matter if you bring in the fucking kitchen sink. If the Jedi has a place to live, you have a place to live, you and your nieces. It doesn't matter. Like, I will be that. I will be that person. Because somebody got to do it. And for all the people that I know that are there, I don't see nobody reaching out no hand. Just don't see it. I mean, they're doing what they can in other ways. But nobody's been like, yeah, you could fucking come and be where I'm at. Just not hearing it. No shade, just the truth. So, yeah. Last question. When do you think you are trying to go? Wait, maybe I missed something you typed, Sandra, because you're saying to Allison, they're saying they made a terrible mistake. So what? Did you? I don't know what's going on. I have a nephew, but that I have a nephew that married a white bitch from Rio de Janeiro. Well, she's not white. Is she from Rio de Janeiro? She should be Latina. Don't get it. The rest of us, my sister and brothers, married black. Brazilians can be white, Jedi. Thank you, Allison, professor at law and education. I know that, Allison, but that would be the aberration. You know, it's like if there's mostly marbles in a bowl and they go to win 10,000, you gotta get a strawberry, but you know they blindfold you or some shit. I'm probably gonna pick a marble because I'm me. But I'm saying, so Brazil is more likely that it's not a white bitch. And then wait now, you say white, black, Indian, indigenous live in Brazil. No, because we're Indian. It was just Africans. I don't know where they came with this term India, because there's a whole country called India. So not understanding, but we're the natives or Indians or whatever word you want to use. But Brazil, that's why they didn't want the Olympics, remember? Because, ooh, Brazil's a black country. Ooh, we can't. And then I think they ended up having them or something. Go talk to anybody that has lived or lives in a favela and see if you are this, like, ooh, it's white people too. Nah. Sat it down, Allison. Sat. Sandra. And my nephew's white wife hates my sister, and the hate is real. It is crazy. And I'm not understanding why she's been allowed to wake up out of a sleep at night. Just not. I mean, I'll just read because. Well, that's your nephew's fault because he's supposed to be the man. He's supposed to set the tone. Any woman I ever been with already got the speech, "You're not before my family. You're not. You're not. You're not." Now she would be, but then, no, not a chance in hell. You're not before my family, so get to know them, you know. And he needs to let her know, and that I come with a family. If you don't like my family, you don't like me. Like all this, I'm separate. This is one of the things that we have lost from our African way of knowing and being. You know, when you marry in real African culture, untainted African culture, that's why the whole family gets excited. We're all getting married, essentially, because now I'm getting more sisters, more brothers, more cousins, more uncles, more nephews. It's a party. Everybody's getting married, goddammit. It's the couple, but we all get married technically. But we technically get married and stuff, but we technically, you know. And it's exactly the opposite here because, again, Christianity, the vomit, has taught forsaking all others. My brother hit me with that shit. And I had to remind him, I'm the motherfucker you smell your funky ass feet. I'm first over that bitch. Give a fuck how long you're going to be married. I'm first. It's me. It's me. I've earned it. I earned it. Allison, Jedi, Europeans live in Brazil. They don't own Brazil, Allison. You're not going to win this one. They came from Portugal. Now you're going to give me the history of geography and all things cultural. And Spain, Indians from the Asian continent also migrated to Brazil. And who told you that? What was your source? Because you were here when that happened, right? You have first person knowledge? Go. You were here. You can't use any other source but you. You were here, right? While you tell me that, I'll read what Sandra's saying. All right. Wow. Didn't know Allison learned something. Oh, that's Allison. Didn't know Allison learned something every day. Yes, in Brazil, there are several racial classes because you obviously live in Brazil and were clearly prime minister because of the diversity. Anjane, you marry into a family, so that's right. You're supposed to, hey John, thanks to Allison, you're supposed to inherit another family. Sadly, things are not going how they should. My sister just married this, y'all know the bitch went rogue, but that's fine. It's all over now. It's whatever. I'm over it. I'm still bitter. I'm over it. I'm still bitter. I'm over it. Anyways, but I have the pictures. And, you know, it's a whole thing, you know. She married into a family, literally a family. Because dude was married and everything, but it's his family plus his family, his parents and all of that. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They are there. I've met Brazilians. That's not like going to Brazil, Allison, so that's just right. And I studied Brazil when I was learning Spanish. Millions of descendants of Indians, Africans, and whites. No, 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 no. You're always going to have some white population because the white devil has done nothing but go across the earth raping and pillaging. You understand? Just like, sadly, I know there's probably some white in me some fucking place. I denounce it and burn it, but I accept that. I don't look and sound like my brothers from the African continent today. That's fine. So, but we're not giving them any credit as they're indigenous. They're not indigenous to anything but a fucking cave. Let us be very clear. And that would mean that Spanish would have to be their first language, and it's not. That's just the fact of it. And since you speak Spanish, este es el carne y las papas. Smooth lyrics. How do you explain Pocahontas? I don't. The bitch was fake. She was Native American. She wasn't African. You were there. You met Pocahontas. Smooth lyric. I'm just challenging you. This is, you see, you have to challenge yourself. You weren't there. Do you know that Pocahontas existed? Who's her family? Because I'm going to Gambia, and one of the places I'll be going is to the village where Kunta Kinte is from. His family is still there. It's a royal family. So show me now where I go and visit Pocahontas' people. Go tell me. Show me. Every Brazilian looks different because they are mixed. Or what? Why are you defending fucking white people, Allison, to me? You should be making a better case for African people being there. Like, don't give me all this European fucking bullshit. Not only that, you haven't been to Brazil. That's not the same as reading and studying about it. It's not. It's not. It's not. And because you speak Spanish means nothing, because what dialect of Spanish do you speak? Because all Spanish ain't the same Spanish, baby girl. It's not. I speak Mexican Spanish. It goes across most dialects. But that ain't the Spanish they speak in São Paulo, Brazil. Jenna, it's what it is. Brazil is. No, you can't just say it is what it is. You got to present your evidence, Allison. You do this every time I challenge you. No, present. Back your shit up, not just to me. You're going to make a statement, that's fine. And I'm happy to accept it. Just give me the evidence of it. Well, I read it and I know about it, so that's it. That won't fly. So come, give something. Smooth lyrics. There are pictures of her. So Pocahontas posed for a photo shoot is what you're telling me. Challenge. What she look like? Well, let's just Google it. Images of Pocahontas. I'm getting the Disney bitch. This is some Zionist bitch. You could tell by the nose. It's some Zionist bitch. They go, oh, look, it's Pocahontas. This is right up there with, they gave us the image of King Tut, but somehow he's still white. They gave us the bust, the big reveal, the big bust of Cleopatra, and still a white bitch. I mean, come on, dude. This is the same people. I'm over it. Anjane. Also, Native Americans were black. It's well documented by the whites themselves historically. They just hid it from us in the United States. And this is why you should go read the book Before Columbus Came. And you should also read about the people with the gold tip spears. I brought full pieces on those. Some of that work may be on this channel because I don't really remember when this, but certainly on my old channel, I did a whole thing about it because I was over it. We were here, dude. We were here. Just like we were every place. How anybody got beige now? I don't know what to tell you. But even Asian names are clearly African names. How do you have Okazuka? And we have the shit in Africa. That's clearly an African name. I mean, don't get me started. Don't. That would be another 3 hours. Last two here to fight with Allison because she's going to try and make her point that has already failed. In fact, that Indians from Asia traveled here. I'm not going to read this nonsense, Allison, because it's right out of some white history book. It's classic that. I need you to bring independent knowledge. I'm willing to accept any point, but you can't regurgitate some vomit that was probably concocted by a white demon and present this as, well, look, this is gospel fact. Look, it is. We don't have the evidence. We don't have it. You don't have it. White people colonize Latin America because that's all the fuck they do. All over, and they live there in a large population. Well, they vacation in Brazil. Some of them have very cushy condos. We're talking about two different Brazils too, Allison. You're thinking about, fucking some resort or some shit. I'm thinking about the favelas. You see, I'm thinking about a whole different Brazilian. A totally different Brazilian. So, I don't know what numbers they're there in. Because I don't know that Brazil. I'm not interested in it. So fine. I'll allow it. I still don't agree with your history nonsense because that's out of some white man's book. So I don't accept that. It's wrong on its face. Anjane. This will be my last one. They sent white explorers to the land to conquer natives, and the white explorers themselves described the people, and they were black. And Columbus did the same shit in this bitch. They said, you sent us to fight Indians, but there's only blacks. Remember, Columbus thought he had reached India because he's a dumb white bitch that didn't know anything even then. And the navigators that were on the ship, which that's probably a lie too, but the navigators were on the ship were all black Africans. That's how any white person knew to sail anywhere or do anything, or even have a boat or a ship, because nobody was building shit except for us. Let us be very clear. White people ain't did no fucking manual labor ever in their life. They've not innovated. They've not done anything at all but thieve and rob and pillage. That's it. That's it. That's their evil legacy. So, gonna do a hard landing here, everybody. What time is it? Now it's 6:30, 7:33, 9:30. Shiro, I don't know. I need to decompress, and I'll assess. That's what I need to do. But in order to do that, I need to get off of here. I want to say that you guys will be together in the coming week. But definitely over on Jedi Africa. Sandra, I'll be looking for something from you on Instagram, inshallah. And you know, maybe we can just exchange phone numbers and just we'll already have that connect. And so just anytime you do reach out to me, when you want to talk about it, we can just do that. I'm more effective that way. Like a lot of typing gets a little like I can't, but I'm that person that will get on the phone and talk to you. It's better, you know? So, yeah. I see you, Shiro. Or maybe let me decompress and then, but I don't want to keep you up late, and so maybe we'll just kind of keep it kind of brief or something. I don't know. Let me just get off and decompress. I haven't eaten, and but I do know I want to land this. So hopefully you guys will go. You can go if you want to and see what else you can know. Or maybe you'll follow this Uhuru organization now. You know, I don't know what to really recommend for you. Like, my whole thing is get out. That's it. I'm done with organizations and groups and plans and shit that don't involve me getting the fuck out of here. That's the one plan I'm working on. That's it. That's it. And I want that for all of us. And I think eventually the cream of the crop is that, you know, the cream always rises to the top. The cream of us will get out. The riffraff will stay. Those with lack of insight, lack of vision, yeah, they won't make it out. And then I'd like to be able to be in a position to help those who are inspired, etc., 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 but maybe they just don't have the funds. They can't get out. But their heart is there. The only thing stopping them is money. I want to be in a position where I can say, if that's your only fucking issue, we can get you a ticket. We got you. We got you. We got you. So, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I need to decompress, y'all. I need to get out of my clothes. I'm hot. I'm sorry I went the last portion of this with the air on, but I'm not. Because it's also aggravating for me when I watch this back, because then I have to hear this bullshit ass sound. I hate it, but what are you going to do, man? I can't sit up here and die of heat stroke. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. It means a lot. I will see you soon. Have a good evening as I'm trying to find my click out. Have a good evening. I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.